Hey everyone, welcome to another episode on Ada Inspires TV. And don't forget, on this TV, we are all about helping you make your dreams a reality. And today, we have a phenomenal guest with us. He's the godfather of podcasting in Nigeria. And now he's the king of YouTube. He is here to share with us on YouTube secrets. Now, I've got all your questions, and if you have any more questions that you want me to ask him, put it in the comment box and we will ask him all that. Dayo Samuel, we are so excited to have you in our community today.
Thank you very,
Welcome.
very much for having me. I'm
All
excited
right,
to
so
be here
please,
as well,
can
even
you
though my excitement is not shown on my face.
It's all good. We are so excited. A lot of people have been asking so many questions about YouTube channel, and I don't know any other person who is fit to answer that question because I've actually followed your journey and I see the amazing work that you're doing on your YouTube channel. But before we get into all that, can you tell us a little bit about you? How did it all start from you? How did you get started to where you are right now?
All right. Thank you very much for that question. And if I'm going to answer that question, we'll probably spend the next 3 days here because my life, my life is a bunch of ups and downs, twists and turns. Of course, if you
Mm,
say how did I get started, I'm going to
yeah.
narrow it down to particularly how I got started in the last couple of years and how it led to
Okay.
YouTube. Because if I'm going to tell you my entire story, man, the story go plenty. Because
Yeah.
of course you knew me back then when I was fully a graphic designer, and
Yes.
those days that I used to be a media guy for a
Yes.
ministry back in Makodi, and those days
Yeah.
that I used to there are plenty stories. There are plenty stories. But of course, in 2014,
Yeah.
I remember January
Yeah.
2014, I was trying to transition from the kind of work I was doing then into
Mm-hmm.
online. And I wanted to move
Yeah.
a little bit away from focusing on ministry because of course, I started from that area. And that was how I came up with Audacity to Lead. Another city to lead
Yeah.
was going to be serving business leaders. And then I started off by teaching people platform based leadership, where I teach people how to build platforms online, particularly
Yeah.
platforms. There were 5 platforms I was teaching people then: email, blogs, podcast,
Yeah.
social media. The fifth one should be maybe, I've forgotten the fifth one. I think, okay, podcast was the fifth one. Now,
Yeah.
these were the things I was teaching then. Around 2015, I majored in the area of podcast and began to talk about podcasts back to back from 2015 till about 2017 or so. And then in 2017, of course, that time I was podcasting myself. In I think January 2015 was the first time I had a non-Nigerian, non-African on my podcast. And that person, as at that time, the person was living in um, I think Romania or so, and the person happens to
Wow.
be from the US, and that was how my podcast became international, and a lot of people from outside Nigeria began to listen to my podcast, and from
Yeah.
that point, it took off to the point where I had a lot of nominations across the world. I spoke alongside with big names like Pat Flynn, John Lee
Mm-hmm.
Dumas, almost all of the
Yeah.
big names when it comes to podcasting. I spoke alongside with them at different
Yeah.
summits, at different programs, and all that.
Yeah.
At one point, I got tired of podcasts. And when I got tired of podcasts, I mellowed down. And that happened to be, I think that should be that should be around March 2017. After about
Mhm.
2 years of podcasting back to back, I think 2 or 3 years of podcasting back to back. So when I mellowed down, podcast kind of took a backseat. And at that point, I wanted to float another company because my focus began to change a little bit around that time. But I still
Mhm.
kept Audacity to Lead running. And thankfully,
Yeah.
today, Audacity to Lead runs not necessarily with me in the picture. Audacity to Lead continues to run today without me necessarily to be there.
Yeah.
And from podcast, I took a break. Then when I was going to come back, I wanted to work with data. So in the process of gathering data, I found that video had, just in the split of 1 year, video had become prominent online, with
Yeah.
people like Jay Shetty launching a video channel on YouTube
Mm.
that got over 2 billion views. I began to see a lot of trends around video. In fact, I remember reading a document from Cisco and Oracle that says that by 2021 or 2022, that 80% of communications online is going to be video. So I said, really? Then I don't want to feel left behind by saying I'm sticking to what I've always what has always worked for me, podcast, and
Yeah.
missing out on where the
Mm.
future is headed.
Mm.
So maybe because of the prophetic that I discovered that day, I decided to switch to creating
Yeah.
videos rather
Yeah.
than just creating podcasts alone. And so
Yeah.
in January 2019, yes, that's right, January 2019, I
Yeah.
launched my own personal YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And the YouTube channel launched with about, I think, 15 subscribers or so. And over the couple of days, I got my first 100 subscribers. After getting
Wow.
the first 100 subscribers, we went on to 200 to 250 to 300. At one
Yeah.
point, it stopped, and I began to figure out how it's going to work. And
Yeah.
today, it's around, I think, maybe 500 and something subscribers so far. And around that 300, I began to pay attention to studying YouTube, because
Mm-hmm.
at that point, I wanted to understand, okay, I'm coming from a place of podcast. I've practically, as at 2017, almost every book in the market about podcast, I've read all of them. Almost
Mm-hmm.
every course in the market on podcast, I've taken almost all of them. So I was
Mm.
well versed with podcasts, but I didn't know
Mm.
so much about video, even though I had been a media personnel before,
Yeah. Yeah.
having produced a lot of media content, video content for
Yeah.
an organization back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that background of the videography, but I didn't know anywhere to start, and I didn't have camera. I didn't have a lot of gadgets that would be required to start videos.
Mm-hmm.
So that day we were at the beach. I think it was Barracuda Beach somewhere on the island,
Yeah.
and I remember a friend of mine who happens to be a yoga master was around. And after the yoga session that we had that day, we were just walking around on the beach. And I said, let's record a video, let's record a video. And I was like, how are we going to do it? So I opened my bag and brought out this microphone, which I had originally bought so that I can record in case in case I'm on the road and I need to record audio. This is basically a Boya lav mic. That was how I
Okay.
brought it out, and then plugged it to my phone. At that point, I was using a very, very small tech. I think it must have been an Infinix phone. That was what I was using then. And
Yeah.
then I put it in the Infinix phone, connected it, launched
Mm-hmm.
one funny, simple, free app on my phone, and recorded the
Yeah.
first video. And for about 2 months, I didn't actually publish it. No, not for 2 months. I think for 6 months. We recorded it in
Wow.
June. I
Yeah.
published the video in January 2019. So for six
Yeah.
straight months, I was still unsettled. I was still unclear. What do I want to
Yeah.
really? How do I want to do this YouTube? How? What do I? So I kept learning and learning and learning and learning. But you know the interesting thing?
Yeah.
In December
Yeah.
2019, I had become well versed with YouTube, and I launched
Mm.
a new YouTube channel for our company that's to lead. And
Yes.
within, in fact, as I right now, Audacity to Lead has almost crossed my own personal channel that I had already started. Because
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
was going to start with Audacity to Lead, I was
Yeah.
coming from a place of experience, all of the things that I've gathered, all of the things that I've learned. I was able to put them into the new channel, and the channel took off almost instantly. In
Mm.
fact, the first video we released is still the highest video views on the channel right now. And
Mm-hmm.
that tells me something that I'm doing something well in that area. And so from
Yeah.
that point, a lot of other persons began to ask me, how can we use YouTube for business? How can we use, because as at the time I was launching Audacity to Lead as a YouTube channel, I was already getting clients from my own personal channel. So, and of course, my personal channel doesn't have anything to do with business. In fact, if it has anything to do with business at all, it is basically mental and emotional wellness for business leaders and corporate professionals. That's what I do on the second channel. But on Audacity to Lead, I carry the experience of having been a business consultant, so I brought the business consulting back into this. Now, at this point, I might have to ask, how come we are three and there are two of you and there's only one of me?
Don't even don't worry about it. I don't know how to. Okay, I think I sorted it out. Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting because I'm going to use you as our lab rat today to show you, to teach how to actually do videos on phone like this.
Okay.
Because I'm actually doing this video from my phone,
Yeah.
even though it looks very clean and clear,
Yeah.
but it's just my phone that I'm using, and I have an earpiece, and of course a stand, but not the regular stand. A lot of us see everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that. And
Yeah.
by the way, since January 2019 till now, I don't have a camera yet. So all the videos that I do, all the videos that I produce, I still produce them with just my phone. In fact, it's just this phone that I'm using right now. That's what I use for all my videos. So that has taught me that sometimes it is not, in fact, majority of the time, whatever it is we plan to do, whatever it is we want to do, it is not what we don't have that doesn't let us start those things. It is most likely what we have that we are not utilizing. In my own case, it's been more of how can I bootstrap things? How can I get it started in a way that it's fast, quick, not necessarily cheap, because for me, cheap is not something I look for. So there are three sides of the triangle. There's quick, there's cheap, and there's good. So for me, I always look for quick and good. How can I start in the quickest way? How can I start with the most that is close to the highest quality available? Even if it is not cheap, that's fine. So that's how I got started. And today, I think we are all doing well.
Yeah, you are doing exceptionally well. You know, one thing interesting about your story is that you are not using expensive equipment. Like, I'm actually surprised you said that. I thought maybe, I don't know, I've watched your videos. I'm like, well, you've been in media for a while now, and I don't know how you produce so much like very valuable and high quality videos, and you're all doing it with your phone. And the questions I've been getting from my community is, how do I get started with this YouTube? I don't have camera, I don't have microphone. Can you expand more on that, like the affordable tools that start your YouTube channel?
So in order to get into affordable tool, so I'm going to use you as a lab rat. I've already mentioned that. So let me ask you, do you have a phone? And what kind of phone do you use? If you use an Android phone, you most likely have everything you need to get started with. If you use an iPhone, in fact, you have advantage over Android phones. And here's what I mean. So when you're on an Android phone like you are right now, there are three parts to every video. First part of the video is the creation. Second part is the editing. Third part is the pushing out, that is the publishing. So maybe I should use the usual way I used to label things. So I'm going to use P words. So first is preparation, second is production, and the third is going to be promotion. So in preparation, you need to look at the things you already have that you can utilize. So let me give you a little example. When I was going to start videos, I didn't. Okay, this is actually the studio that I started my YouTube channel with. Only that, of course, with improvement, with more money, I was able to upgrade the studio. But this has been the studio that I started with from the start. In fact, this opposite me, this edge, this wall opposite me right now, happens to be where I was doing my videos from. And at that point, it was just basically a white background, just like you have a white background right now, and a frame on the wall. But then what makes my video interesting, I'm going to share that. First, you need your phone. Second, you need apps. Third, you need, in every video, the audio is the most important part. In fact, Normally, when I'm doing a video, I don't usually talk loud because I'm on an earpiece right now. I know that the audio may not be as clean as possible. That is why I'm actually speaking at a louder volume. Do you get that?
Okay. Yeah.
If I was to be using some of my gadgets here, I'll most
Mm-hmm.
likely just be whispering because I'll just be talking at a very, very calm level and you'll still be
Yeah.
able to hear me clearly. But of
Okay.
course, this is earpiece. I know that the audio quality is
Yes.
compressed
Yes.
by the earpiece. So, if you want to start video on your phone, there are a couple of
Full
things that you
audio.
should consider. First of all, let me give you two, three apps that you might need to install today. Number
Okay.
one app is
Yeah.
Open Camera.
Okay.
Open Camera, that's the app I use to record most of my videos. I originally was using Google Cam, that's Gcam, but it
Okay.
got spoiled. I think the app, I don't know what happened to the app, but it stopped working and I couldn't use it anymore. That's number one. Open Camera if you're on an iPhone, if you're on an Android phone. I'm trying to remember the equivalent of Open Camera. I think FS Camera. I can't remember the name, but there's a free camera on. I think MX, either MX camera also.
I think it's
Yeah.
camera. 'Cause I remember watching the
Is that?
video where you talked about it. Yeah.
Oh, great. So
Open
I think it
camera.
should be MX camera.
Yeah.
Open
It
camera
should be.
does work very well. Now, once you have camera, now let me tell you why you're adding an app so that you can understand. A
Yeah.
normal phone does not do good video. And not like they don't have the power to do it, they already have the power. But
Yeah.
the video is not, the phone is not set in a way that you can stop brightness and darkness. So, for example, if you go away, come close to the camera, go away, do all these things, a normal camera will be adjusting the brightness and darkness. Will be doing that almost automatically. Do you
Okay.
get that? Now,
Yeah.
the reason why it's not doing that for me is this. So let me turn off this light here. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So that adjustment is something that a normal phone will be doing. Now, when you are using an app like Open Camera, you can lock it such that even when you turn off your light, it's going to remain constant. So it's not going to be doing all this brightness, darkness by itself.
Wow. Wow.
So it locks
That is.
it, it locks the focus, it locks the exposure. That's called exposure anyway. Then second, you need light. In my own
Yeah.
case, all my light, this was the light when I decided to upgrade, this was the light I upgraded to. And
Okay.
I'm going to do something on the screen right now. You are going to see the exposure adjust. And you see how the focus is now the light and I am
Yeah.
now dark.
Yes.
Even though I
Yeah.
can't see the screen, but I know that that's what's happening because I
I can.
I know my
It's
phone.
different. Yeah. Yeah.
Now look at it, just adjusted back to me. So one
Yes.
of the reasons why you want to use an app is because of something like that. So that if this was something I logged, even if I bring it close, it won't adjust, it won't do any of that. So this is a light that I started with, but over time I found out that this light is not so efficient when it comes to recording videos. And I had to get this from Amazon. This is called Niwa. So this is the name of this light. It's called Niwa. Let me bring it close so that it becomes clearer.
I still can't
So
see it.
this is called the Niwa light. And
Okay.
I have two of these. This is one. The other one is directly on this phone right now. The other one is directly on this phone. So this is one here. This is one here. So
Mm.
with those two lights, you can actually light yourself properly from different angles. And the
Okay.
lights, the two of them is less than $50 because I can't. For me, I usually buy things from Amazon. So
Okay.
I got that from Amazon. Now for microphone, this is the microphone that I tend to use a lot of times. This is a Boya Lav mic. I think it's sold for 5,000 naira. I think that should be less than $20 or so.
Yeah.
So this is the Boya Lav mic. You can get that on Jumia. And by
Mm.
the way, if you want to get light, you can actually get light on Jumia. Now, the challenge I usually have with ring light, the reason why I said I don't use ring light is because ring light naturally creates it creates this circle in your eyes, your eyeballs. One,
Okay.
if you use glasses, you will see reflection of you see a circle reflection in the glass.
Yeah.
So for me,
Yeah.
I love when I have control over my light. So for example,
Mm-hmm.
I can increase this, I can dim it without necessarily doing too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how that works. Then there's something called I think you can call it backlight. In my own case, I use a backlight. This is the backlight here. This is
Mm-hmm.
called Vitrox RB10. This is Vitrox RB10.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if we can show. So that should be this. So this is
Okay.
Vitrox RB10. Now this is an RGB light. It's put on a tripod stand. This is the tripod stand I'm using.
Okay.
I have two of such tripod stands. So you need a tripod stand. Now,
Mm-hmm.
interestingly, if you don't have a tripod stand, you can actually put your phone on. You can put your phone on stack of books. That's something I have done before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see
It's what.
now, if you pay attention, you will notice that the entire video is just one single color right now. Now
Yeah.
look at what this light is going to do.
Mm-hmm. That's a purple background.
So so it kind of adds some effigy to the background. That
Yes.
light, I think that would be about $50 or so.
Wow.
Uh, Again, you can always get started with something that is free. When I was starting out, the way I started, if I remember clearly, I think I was using two large bulbs in my studio here. So I was using two big large bulbs.
Yes.
Where's the bulb? So the bulb is very big. All these white bulbs. These are what I
Mm-hmm.
was using. That
Yeah.
was how I got started. So I just light the studio properly and sit down and do my video. Now, a professional tip here is that when you want to record, ensure you don't back the light. Ensure that the light is in your front rather than in your back.
Okay.
Because you are using a phone, if the
Yeah.
light is in your back, the phone will naturally want to focus on the light coming from your back. So
Yes.
what you will then do is you will turn yourself or you will turn the light so that the light faces you. Your phone will help you adjust the atmosphere. Then you can lock the exposure. That's as
Yes.
simple as it gets.
That's that.
Now,
Yeah.
audio is very important in any video. Audio is
Mm.
very, very important in any video. So always ensure
Yeah.
that you use good audio in
Quality.
your video so that the audio
Mm-hmm.
quality is good. I think with that you should be able to start. Again, I've said that's in preparation. Ensure you use good. Ensure you record something great.
Good.
Have
Yeah.
a good camera, particularly if you use any iPhone or any Android phone. Is good
Yeah.
to start.
To go.
Install
Yeah.
open camera. You have that. Then when you want to produce, which is production, what you do need to do is to install apps. There are a lot of apps that can actually help you create a
Mm.
powerful editing. One of them that I've
Yeah.
used a lot that my friend still uses till now is called Vlogit. Vlogit. It's
Vlog it.
totally free. Yes, it's
Yeah.
totally free. You don't need to pay €1. But the one that I personally use on my own device is called Filmora Go. That is
Mm.
Filmora. Filmora. That's the one I
Yeah.
use on my phone.
Okay.
And all I did was just to pay, I think, 500 naira or so to remove watermark. And I've been using it for as long as possible. Even long before I started my YouTube channel, I've had it on my phone. So anytime I move to another phone, it just goes
Yeah.
along with me. The app
Yeah.
just automatically, as long as I signed in into Google Play on the device,
Yeah.
it just transfers the app to the next phone. So that's what I've been using. I use Filmora. Interestingly, Vlogit and Filmora are from the same company.
I
Vlogit is
never
the
knew.
free version. Yes, Vlogit is the free version, while Filmora is the paid version.
Yeah.
Now, on my laptop, I actually use Filmora as well. So it's not like I use one powerful software. I just use Filmora. Filmora
Mm-hmm.
is, I think, even lifetime license for Filmora is less than $70 or so. I think it's about $69 or $67 for lifetime license, and you get all the updates for life.
Yeah.
So you buy once, you use it forever. Now, remember again, when I was starting, I said that in my
Yeah.
own case, I usually don't go for cheap. I rather go for quick and good. So
Yeah.
some of the things that I've said here may not be able to work for your own situation, particularly
Yeah.
those of you listening to me right now. It might not work for
Mm-hmm.
your institution because you might not have such funds that you can easily pull out.
Yes.
Find free alternatives. Vlog it is
Yeah.
free. Open camera is free. Your phone is even free because you already have your phone. You are not buying your phone again. So you already have your
Yeah.
phone. So start
Yeah.
with those. And if you want to record, my best recommendation, depending on what you are recording, there are two formats of video on YouTube now. Particularly
Mm.
now, October 2020, there are two types of video on YouTube. There are two formats of video on
Yeah.
YouTube. There's
Yes.
portrait YouTube shots, which is
Yes.
it needs to be portrait, but it has to be less than 60 seconds.
Okay.
That is one format of video on YouTube right now. The other format is
Okay.
the regular landscape format. So it means if you are doing your video, you need to put your phone on the landscape mode. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what I meant when I said that I'm going to also use you as a lab rat. Your phone
Mm-hmm.
right now, from what I'm looking at, from what I'm seeing here, your phone is in a portrait mode. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
And on my own phone, my phone is on a landscape mode.
Wow.
So somehow
Yeah.
the video tends to move. My own side of the video is wider while your own side is smaller.
Smaller.
Reason
Okay.
is you are on a
Portrait
landscape on
mode.
a portrait mode. Now, if you
Yes.
swipe down your phone and turn on auto rotate, and then you immediately turn your phone, you see that your phone will take wider space. And
Yeah.
when it takes wider space like that, it becomes interesting for people to watch because people have two eyes for a reason, so that they can look at things from two perpendicular lines. Don't mind me, I'm
Yeah.
just going into art. So
Yes.
they are looking like this. They look like when you make it a portrait video, it's still very
Yeah.
watchable. Of course, that's how IGTV, Instagram videos, that's how they work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, those are still watchable. Only that sometimes when you want to watch if somebody is watching in landscape already, if you are watching, okay, let me use a device that I have here. So let's say you are watching, don't mind me, I have a lot of devices. So let's say you are watching this way, and
Yeah.
and a video with a portrait mode comes in. The video will simply stay in the center of the screen. It's just going to stay in the center of the screen like this. So when you are
Yes.
recording and you make it a landscape, it lets
Yeah.
somebody who's watching this way watch
Yeah.
and enjoy the video. If the person is
Yeah.
watching this way, if the person holds their phone this way, so let's say the person is holding the phone this way, let me turn
Mm-hmm.
this a little. Landscape will come in like this. It might fill
Mm.
the screen.
Yeah.
Portrait will come in like this. It might fill the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Landscape will simply fill the center, so it becomes wider and more, giving more angle. Professionally,
Yeah.
landscape videos are best for passing across any message. Is the reason why you see TV use
Yeah.
portrait landscape. So I hope that
Basketball.
answers the question. In order to get started, okay, now I talked about publishing. The other aspect of
Yes.
publishing, what you simply need to use is if you're on YouTube, particularly, the app
Yeah.
that I recommend best is your normal YouTube video can help you upload your video.
Yeah.
So your normal YouTube app lets you upload your video, but if you want to
Yeah.
manage that video, like adding tags, adding a number of things, the only place you can do that on your phone will be through an app called YT Studio. YT Studio is created by YouTube, and it means YouTube Studio. So it's a
Yeah.
miniature version of the YouTube Studio on laptop. So with those
Yeah.
three apps, remember the app for recording is Vlogit. The app for recording is Open Camera or MX Camera. For
Yes.
editing, you use Vlogit or Filmora. And then for publishing, you use YouTube and YouTube Studio. With those three, you are good to go. And interestingly, all of those apps are free except Filmora. Filmora is just 500 naira or so, or 599 to actually take off the watermark. And with that, you have a professional app that you can always
Yeah.
use.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. That was a video production lesson you gave us right there. And I really, really appreciate it. I know it's going to
Yeah.
help a lot of our audience to produce better videos. Because the truth of the matter is, like, even me too, I know that in 2019, I started using videos intentionally and that was actually what helped my online business skyrocket. Video is like the rave right now, even though I was doing live videos, but it's still videos. Wow. Thank you so much for all those amazing tips. Now, I know
You're
that
very welcome.
I've been on YouTube for a while now. I've been seeing some traction, and a lot of my community members, how do I grow my subscribers? I knew that for a long time. I was on, was it 50 or 100? I can't remember, for a very long time before it started moving again. And it's like it has slowed down right now. How can I grow subscribers without stress? And it's also
Okay.
interesting to
I
know,
love that question.
like, how can one grow their subscriber? Because I've been watching your channel. I know you have monetized your channel, and I've seen a lot of things you're doing with it. Like, I know there's this thing that people say that it's not about having 1 million followers, but there still needs to be growth. Like, if your business is going to grow, more eyeballs are going to see it. How can one do that?
All right. So when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, now interestingly, this is the note I use for all my videos. So let me just find a page in my video where a video that I have not published, but I have already recorded in my notes. I've not recorded it on with camera, but I've recorded it in my
Yeah.
notes because the day I cracked the code, and that's one thing about me, I document. In fact, this side of my shelf here is basically filled with my notes. So I document almost everything. Once I
Okay.
find an answer to something, I write it down. Once I find how to do something, I write it down. And so I'm
Mm.
constantly documenting. Now, as with your own case, the question you're asking, having less than 100 subscribers. So I think I should simply just say how to get your first 100 subscribers. All right? Would that be fine?
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Now, if you have gone past 100 subscribers, I think you're already doing well. You probably have some things working for you. But if you are less than 100 subscribers, let me tell you what I did in my own case that worked.
Mm.
And I'm going to mention specifically the new channel that is Others Still to Lead that
Yeah.
grew to, let's say, I think it was about maybe close to 200 in just 30 days of launch. In just 30 days of releasing the first video, it goes to close to 200 subscribers. In my own personal
Mm.
channel, I think it took me January, by the end of, I think February or March was when I got to 2000 100 subscribers. I think February or March was when I got to 100 subscribers. So it took me longer time. But when I was
Yeah.
repeating this for Audacity to Lead, it took just 1 month to get 100 subscribers. So let me tell you what I did. Now, first thing is, uh, if you want to get to 100 subscribers, you need to create, as I did with Audacity to Lead, you need to create a pillar content. And when I say pillar
Mm.
content, usually okay, for example, in your own case, you teach people visibility, right? You teach people online visibility,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
the question I will ask you will be, do you have a framework that embodies everything you teach people? Do you have something like that?
Yes.
Like a
Yes, I do.
system you teach people? Good. Now,
Yes.
going back to, let's say, the first video I created had to do with how to record, edit, and upload YouTube videos with your phone. In fact, you will see that it was very natural for me to talk about it with the last couple of minutes because something
Yeah.
I've done back to back, back to back, back to back for 1 straight year before I could teach anybody how to do it. So as at the time I was teaching it, it was coming from a place of having done it severally. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
So if you have a pillar content, what you want to do is you want to actually sit down and record that entire system and give it away for free on your channel. Now, that will not get you subscribers. You know why it's not going to get you subscribers? Because many times we put content up on the YouTube as though we are writing for our friends on Facebook. Here's what I need to explain to you people.
Yes. Yes.
YouTube is primarily a search engine. And when I say a search engine, it means if you go on YouTube, you are searching for something. If you go on YouTube and videos are coming to you, they are most likely based on what you've been watching on YouTube for. And I don't want to get into the technicality of suggested videos and all that, even though I understand them well now. And anyway, that's one other thing that we've talked about. Now, if you want to get to 100, your first 100 subscribers, what should you do? Create a pillar content. If you are the person who is teaching, create a pillar content. Let that pillar content be more like, this is like the roadmap of everything I'm going to be doing on this channel. Over time, you are going to be getting into details, but this is like the entire framework. Teach it and give it away on your channel, and look for title to give it that is something people are searching for. How do I mean? On YouTube, there are two ways people, let me put it this way. On YouTube, relevance is what YouTube uses to serve you any video. If you search anytime on YouTube, whether on phone or on laptop, YouTube uses a string called relevance. What does relevance mean? We're in this session right now. We are talking about how to do something about YouTube. So let's say what we are talking about here is how to grow your 100, how to get your first 100 subscribers, right? Now,
yes.
If you want to get your first 100 subscribers, these are the things you need to do. Create a pillar content. Then the next thing, let me say, the next thing is back it up with soft content, share it with everyone you know, share it everywhere you know, and then create good title, create good thumbnails. Now, altogether, those are 5 things, right? Number 1, create pillar content. Number 2, back it up with soft content. Number 3, share it with everyone, everywhere you appear online. Number 4, give it a good title. Number 5, give it a powerful thumbnail. Now, if I do a video talking about these 5 things right now, I've simply just finished how to get your first 100 subscribers, right? Now, the interesting thing is that is a pillar content on its own, because it is something that solves a particular problem. Now, if you go on YouTube and type how to get your first 100 subscribers, YouTube may serve my video to you. Why? If you've ever watched a video from somebody's channel before, YouTube sees that as a relevance and serves that to you. If you have never watched a video from anywhere before, if you are searching for something, YouTube looks for your tracks online, particularly on YouTube, to serve you video that are relevant to you. Do you get that? Now, anytime anybody is searching for anything, YouTube is looking for what is relevant that I can serve to these people. Now, the difference between YouTube and Facebook, as well as Instagram, is that YouTube is primarily search-based. Secondly, suggested-based. That is 2 primary ways of traffic on YouTube: search and suggested. On Facebook, even if you search it tomorrow, video may not come out. And by the way, to let you know, one reason why YouTube is better than Facebook, Google is owned by YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google. What does that mean? If you search something on YouTube, on Google, it's easier for Google to show you a video on YouTube, but Google will never show you anything on Facebook. No matter where the content is coming from, no matter where it's coming from. I personally, I'm an experimental guy. I do a lot of experiments. In fact, you remember I said that as soon as I crack something, I write it down, because that's how I'm always finding things out. So I went on YouTube, I went on Google, typed, I went on Bing, typed, I went on what's the name? MSN search, typed. Google, all the answers that were coming out, many of them were not related to Facebook at all. Pinterest is even a better place to put content than Facebook. Because if you search something, Pinterest will still come out.
Yes.
But Facebook will never come out. Facebook, the only time Facebook will come out is when you search for somebody's name. it will show you
Yes.
Facebook profile. But apart
Yes.
from that, any other, even LinkedIn, sometimes content don't show up.
Unless you don't
So
have anything on the other
uh,
platforms.
so
Yeah.
when you put your content on YouTube, you're actually giving yourself opportunity to get found. It's more of visibility in
Yeah.
because in fact, let me tell you one of the reasons why I started YouTube was because I went on YouTube and through a lot of studies, I found that the top 250 channels in Nigeria, all of them were basically entertainment, religion, and comedy. That is
Mm,
entertainment,
yeah.
movies, religion,
Yes.
church, comedy, and then the fourth,
Yeah.
music. Do you get
What of
that?
hair? Hair?
Okay, I think that should be the fifth category. The fifth category
Yeah.
should be maybe hair and makeup.
Beauty.
I think
Yes.
those were the two categories I also found. Now,
Yeah.
the hair and makeup does not appear in the top 250, by the way. So the hair and
Yeah.
makeup only comes after those 250 of entertainment, music, comedy, and religion. So I
Yes.
found that most people who are professionals, most people who have intelligent things to share, they've been sitting down and burying all their intelligence inside Facebook. So what stops people like me, people like yourself, from utilizing YouTube and getting into the place where all these people we think that they are just playing and going to laugh on YouTube? What if we can put our own content that is educational? That was what made me
Yeah.
leave Facebook. So I it was like as if I quit Facebook completely because I stopped posting on
Yeah.
Facebook. I just put all my attention on
Yeah.
YouTube. And that
Yeah.
worked for me because naturally I'm a better talker than a writer. I write too, but in order for me to write, I have to say what I'm writing and be typing it
Yeah.
because that's how I'm able to pass across
Yeah.
message. There are some people who do better with writing than speaking, and they may not find YouTube interesting, but of course they still go to YouTube to go and watch videos. Now, if you want to get your first 100 subscribers, after you've recorded the pillar content, the second thing you want to do is you want to back it up with soft content. That means that the pillar content will be your first content. Other
Mm-hmm.
videos that you are going to post to surround the pillar content. So if your first video is how to get your first 100 subscribers, other videos should be how to grow on YouTube, how to do something in subscribers, how to do something related to video. Do you understand? All those
Mm-hmm.
are soft content that you use to surround it. What that
Okay.
does is it signifies or it signals to the YouTube algorithm, the almighty YouTube algorithm, that this is
Okay.
what this channel is about. And so it begins to send it to people who are interested in topics like that.
Yeah.
That is what I did that made my own channel to grow, Audacity to lead to grow in 30 days. I mean,
Yeah.
what I did was release a video on how to create and edit YouTube videos with your phone. And people started asking me, what if I don't want to show my face on camera? So I created the video, how to create videos without showing your face. The next video, how to create video podcasts. So the first 3, 4 videos were basically
Yeah.
around the same topic on video.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time the algorithm was picking it up, he knew that this is what this channel is about. So he saved it
Yeah.
and he began to send it around. Now, when I say share with everyone you know, I mean share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, share it on put it on your bio,
Yeah.
send it to your family on WhatsApp. Tell everybody to go and subscribe.
I did that to get my first 100 subscribers. As in, I was on it. Like, I recruited my husband. Even you must share this video to everybody.
Share everywhere, share everywhere.
Yeah.
But you know the
Yeah.
interesting thing? Sharing
Yeah.
the video and telling them to subscribe will not get them to subscribe. So
Okay.
how do you get them to subscribe?
Okay.
The way to get them to subscribe when you share the video with them is very simple. Have
Mm-hmm.
a powerful title.
Hmm. Okay.
The title is what makes people to click on a video to want to watch. In fact, if you check all the emails in your inbox, the ones that are most appealing, especially ones coming from marketers and people who are promoting something,
Mm-hmm.
the ones you click the easiest are the ones that have subject lines that spark your curiosity, trigger
Yeah.
something in you, or make you
Mm-hmm.
want to say, "I." Okay, so my pastor and mentor many years ago used to tell me, the either makes you sad, makes you mad, or makes you glad. Trigger any of those emotions with your title, particularly that title when you are trying to get people to subscribe. Trigger any of those emotions in people, you will see them. They will click.
Yeah.
They want to find out. If they don't like
Mm,
it, they can go away. But at least they have added views to your video.
totally.
So
Yeah.
how do you find titles like that? It's simple. Before you actually create your video, there's something I call, in fact, it's on my board here because it's called research before you record. Okay, I'm looking at, and when you are recording, record for revenue. That one is a
Mhm.
different level anyway, where you monetize your
Yeah.
videos without necessarily having to have 1,000 subscribers. Now,
Yeah.
when you research before you record, the goal of researching before you record is you want to find the title, what people are searching for. And the easiest way is if you go on YouTube right now and type how to get your first 100 subscribers. So, or I type your first 100 subscribers, I will see several options inside YouTube itself. YouTube will bring out a drop down list. Everything you see on
Mm-hmm.
that drop down list means that these are exact words that people are using to search. If you go on Google, for example, if you type how to get your first 100 subscribers on Google, if you scroll down, you will see down under Google, you say related searches or other questions other people are asking.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
are titles you can use that will get people to actually come and watch the video. But a lot of time, we want to title it like we're talking to our friends on Facebook.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
title the
Yeah.
smartest way to get 100 subscribers on YouTube. And no, you say the 100 subs fast grow on YouTube. And we are like, it doesn't solve my problem.
Yeah. Let me put you on the spotlight. I want you to title this our video that we are doing, me and you. Title it.
this video, if I'm going to
Yeah.
title this video now, first of all, what's the
Mm-hmm.
title that you gave to it before we went live?
YouTube secrets with Dayo Samuel.
Okay, YouTube Secrets happen to be the title of a book by another YouTuber who runs Think Media. So if I see
Wow.
YouTube Secrets in my mind, I'll be like, is that a review of that guy's book?
Wow.
Do you understand now?
That is interesting. Okay.
So if
Okay.
I'm going to title this, I'll most likely title it something like, so we've talked about how to get your first 100 subscribers. That will be the first, that will be the best title. How to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe I will say how to start a YouTube channel, how to start and grow a YouTube channel using your phone. And then maybe the thumbnail, which is the next point. The thumbnail
Mm-hmm.
is what you see, that small picture you see on a YouTube video
Yes.
that make that you click. Now,
Mm-hmm.
thumbnails are supposed to be like invitation card,
Mm-hmm.
good design. Of course, I'm a designer, so I'll be hear me right now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. So thumbnails are supposed to be invitation cards, more like you are inviting them to come and do something. So the same way you created sad, mad, or glad with your
Mm-hmm.
title, you want to create the same thing for your YouTube thumbnail. So if I'm titling this video that we're doing right now, if I'm titling it, let's say, what's the title I just gave you just now? How
How to
to,
grow a YouTube channel with your phone.
okay, so how to start and grow a YouTube channel with your phone. On
Yeah.
the thumbnail, I'm going to write um, 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 on the thumbnail, I'm going to put get your first 100 subscribers, something like that. So
Hmm.
the title is Start Grow with Your Phone, right? And the
Yes.
thumbnail is telling you to get your first 100 subscribers. I'm
Mm-hmm.
loading that title and the thumbnail, I'm loading with a lot of benefits such that you'll be like, I think I need to see this video. I think I need to see this video. If I can't see it at that point, like Dayo used to do, Dayo adds it to watch later. And then maybe in the night when I'm done, when I'm settled, I get to sit down and watch all my watch later.
Yeah.
So again, record killer content, share it as many places as you can. While you are sharing it, have soft content, like related content. Now, the
All right.
related content is to, so that as soon as you finish the video, in fact, while you are watching a video on YouTube, you will see a bar by the, I think by the right, saying suggested videos. And sometimes it can be on autoplay, sometimes it can turn off. You can choose any of that. The goal of having soft content is, as people are you, so that YouTube doesn't suggest other people's video without including your own video. That's the goal.
Wow.
So that
Wow.
way you have more views coming in from your video. And I think that should be good to go. So, and then you give it a good title, and then you use a powerful thumbnail. Again, and by the way, there are things that I said here that I'm going to add to the video. As I mentioned earlier on, I am yet to record the video, even though I've designed the video before.
Yeah. Wow. This is a YouTube workshop on its own, and it's been filled with loads of value. And if you're watching, this is Dayo Samuel, the YouTube podcast guru. And he's sharing all the YouTube secrets that you need to grow a successful YouTube channel. Wow. Okay, you wanted to say something before you stop?
Not necessarily. I just wanted to add something to my notes. I think I'm done.
Okay. Wow. It's been an interesting talk with you. But before we let you go, let us go to the cocoa that everybody has been waiting to hear. How do we monetize? How do we monetize even without million subscribers? How do we monetize our channel?
All right. So when it comes to monetizing a YouTube channel, the most popular way to monetize a YouTube channel is to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Now, 4,000 watch hours means if you multiply that by 24 hours, that should be about 186,000 minutes that people need to consume. So there's a lot of time that people need to consume before you can get to that. So I have found that a lot of people have 1,000 subscribers, cross 1,000 subscribers, some even 2,000 subscribers, but they don't have watch time. Now, the way to do that is you start preparing. As soon as you have your channel, start preparing, start creating videos that get people to watch for a longer time. And what I mean by that is, say what you need to say in the time allotted to you. And I just sounded mysteriously right now. Say whatever it is you want to say in the time allotted to you. You don't have to take a long time to say what you need to say. Say it as briefly as possible and as concisely as possible. But then create more videos that are associated with that, because that's where watch time comes in. Now, that's the most popular way to monetize a channel, which is YouTube paying you, which is quite some good money, man. I have a friend who gets, I think, 150K from YouTube per month or so.
Yeah.
In fact, he was going to get married, and it was YouTube that paid for his wedding, because they sent him money around that time, and he was simply just used it to do his wedding. I think at that point it was maybe about 450K or something like that. So when he sent me the screenshot, he said, "Guys, see something." I was like, "Wow!" I said, "Okay, me too. I'll start YouTube channel." But funny enough, I did not start. So that's one way to monetize a YouTube channel.
Yes.
The second way, which is the most popular, or no, the way that I teach people to monetize a YouTube channel is to offer a service or sell a product.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. On my channel, on Audacity to Lead YouTube channel, while we don't have adverts running, what a lot of people don't know is that in the description of each video, there's always a next step. Like, after you finish watching this video, these are courses that you can take. Some of them are my courses on Udemy. Some of them are courses on our own platform. So we did it that way so that every video we publish still leads people back to us so that they can do business with us.
Yeah.
It means that in your videos, always offer something in your video. Don't be shy. to offer something. In fact, if you have a challenge with selling, if you go to my own personal channel and watch a video about confidence in selling, how to sell yourself, and it has to do with your message, the messenger, and I think I've forgotten the third thing. Now, having said that, the other way you can monetize your channel is through offering a service. Now, on my own personal channel, I am not the business consultant there. I'm primarily a therapist there. And so I put a link under the video, under all of my videos. The link leads to scheduling a free consultation call with me. A free consultation call, if I have a free consultation call with somebody, so let's say I have a free consultation call, just one per day, and I have it for 5 days, I am sure that by the end of the week, about 2 or 3 persons get to work with me privately and they get to pay for my services. Do you understand that? So while it looks like I'm just putting out content, I know what I am doing by ensuring that every video leads people back to doing business with me. So that's something a lot of people need to begin to consider. As you're putting out video, even though you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you can always put out, can always have your product or your service. Now, the final way, which is the fourth way that I'm going to mention here, is going to be, now your product can be your book, your product can be your, it could be your course, your product can even be maybe something that you have made that you're selling. Your product can practically be anything, whether digital or physical. Your product can be anything. And for your service can practically be anything. I know somebody who runs a YouTube channel. The channel was about 10,000 subscribers when we knew each other. Today's channel is over 100,000. And I'm saying this because it's less than just 1 year that you got that. You know what they did? They simply employed people to be creating videos for him. So they were creating videos back to back. In a day, they upload maybe like 6 or 4 videos a day. And because of that volume of videos they were pushing out, YouTube began to push that video, I know the interesting thing. All they do on the video is just to talk about quotes. So they do quotes, 10 quotes to help young person. 10 things John Rockefeller said that will help you as a young person. 25 things to learn before you are 25. 30 things to know before you are 30 years old. Those are the things that they are doing. They're not even doing serious content like we're doing right now. But they have tons of followers, tons of viewers.
Wow.
What does that tell you? It means you don't always have to create your own content. I wish I knew this earlier on.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be creating powerful, life-changing content. So that's not. And what do they offer? They don't offer any service, because I've looked through several of their videos. They don't offer any service, neither do they offer any product, but they are monetizing through adverts. So I believe adverts get them a lot of money. Of course, being a Nigerian, you have quite a number of advertisers who want to reach Nigerians. So a lot of adverts tend to pop up on their channel anytime I'm watching that video. So sometimes in a video, there's about 2 adverts that pop up, and even under the description, there's adverts. All those things, those are advantages for you. So you can offer your product, you can offer your service, or you can do adverts. That is, YouTube will put adverts on your video. Now, the fourth part, which I believe a lot of people should start considering, especially if you're getting started, is the part of affiliate. And when I say affiliate, I mean like you are sponsoring somebody else's product in your own content. So, for example, I think about less than 5 days ago or so, I was paid by a particular tool that I use to do my YouTube research. So I do my keyword research using the tool. It's called TubeBuddy. And please, if you want to sign up, go to TubeBuddy, TubeBuddy.com/Dayo Samuel. It's free for you to start anyway. It's completely free for you. I mean, huh? It's a YouTube extension. It's a Chrome extension, as well as a Microsoft Edge extension. And then you also get an app for free when you sign up through that link. So you get an app, you get Microsoft, you get Chrome extension, which helps you to I help you to see your video, whether your video is going to perform well, whether it's not going to perform well. You're going to see that before you hit publish. Now,
Yeah.
that, even though it's free, some people decided to upgrade, and when they upgraded, somebody decided to pay me. So they paid me through PayPal, which means that I have a PayPal account that is working anyway. This is not the conversation for that. So they paid me through PayPal, and I received
Yeah.
money. And I think this will be about the third or fourth time that they are paying me. And basically, I didn't do anything other than, like I just told you this link right now. So I did a video where I did a video talking about how to use TubeBuddy on Android. So in case you are using an Android phone or you are using a mobile phone, you can also go to tubebuddy.com/Dayo Samuel. You get that. You get the app. Now, you can also check Audacity to Lead YouTube channel for the tutorial on how to use the app. So you see how I use the app. I don't even pay for the app. The app is free. But when anybody upgrades, they pay me because I'm the person that told that person about
them. Wow.
So I've been paid $26 before. I've been paid $17 before, and I think I recently got paid, I think maybe something around $15 or so. Now, that's something I'm not even doing anything for, just because I'm referring somebody to somebody else. So affiliates work like that with Amazon. Affiliates work like that with different places, Commission Junction, ClickBank, plenty places where you can join as affiliates. Those simply mean that your only work is basically to produce the video, ensure that people watch, ensure that people click on the link, go there. Whether they buy or don't buy it does not concern you. If they buy, you get the better advantage. If they don't buy, of course, you are still the person that sent them to them. So they still get to track it after you. So these are 4 ways that you can monetize your channel.
Oh my God. Wow. Thank you so much, Dayo, for such, how do I describe this content that you've given us today? I really appreciate you. And I know that you've told us where to find you and all that. So can you tell us again? Or maybe if you have anything
if you are looking for me online, the easiest way to find me is to go to dayosamuel.com/social. You find all links to everywhere you can find me online. That includes WhatsApp, to book a call, includes Instagram, includes everything. So dayosamuel.com/social will take you to that. And most importantly, I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will be youtube.com/Audacity to Lead. The same way Audacity to Lead is written on the screen right now. So just type youtube.com/Audacity to Lead. Or if you choose, you can simply search for Audacity to Lead on YouTube. There are a lot of videos I have actually done, including the one I did recently on how to record your screen, which means that you can actually produce videos without necessarily showing your face. So if you are the type of person who is shy, you don't always have to show your face in a video. In fact, the channel I told you about just now, the guy started teaching. He was teaching how to do business in Nigeria, how to do this, how to do that. He was coming on using green screen and teaching and all that. But it didn't blow. It was when he switched from that and turned to doing just whiteboard and just voiceover. That's when the channel picked up. So find what is going to work for you, and please do what is going to work for you.
Yes. Always do what works for you. I totally agree. Thank you once again. And guys, make sure you check out Audacity to Lead. There are tons of free resources. Even if you're interested in podcasting, there are tons of free resources on that.
Tutorials and all that.
Yes, you can also just search Dayo Samuel Audacity to Lead on Google. It will bring out everything that you need to know about Dayo. And Dayo, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming to share with us everything about YouTube today. And guys, if you don't have a YouTube channel, this is the best time to start, because in fact, research has said it, by 2022, yes, everything is going to be driven by video, even though everything is almost driven by video right now. So it's going to be higher than it. Thank you once again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I will see you here right next week, Friday. Same time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. Keep your station locked. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself.